Hello, I'm STS-130 mission specialist Nicholas Patrick, and you're watching NASA TV.
Good morning, Endeavour, and a special good morning to you today, Nick.
Good morning, Sharon, and good morning to everybody down there on planet Earth, and especially to my lovely wife, Rosanna, and William, Ceci, and Cameron, who picked that song for me because it reminds me of a childhood spent dreaming of flying in space. Good morning, all.
The shuttle station complex has just crossed into another orbital sunrise, 220 miles above the far northwestern Pacific Ocean. It has just finished flying over the extreme eastern portions of China and Russia. The crew members on both vehicles have got their wake-up call and are currently in their post-sleep periods, having breakfast and getting ready for the day ahead. A day that'll see them spend the first half of it on a variety of subjects, from cargo transfer from the shuttle onto the station, to exercise for individuals, to resizing a spacesuit for astronaut Bob Behnken. The current image is from the cameras on the Space Shuttle Endeavour, as it is now flying over, has just passed over Ethiopia and is crossing over the Red Sea and beginning a pass over some of the Arab Emirate states and Saudi Arabia.
This is Mission Control Houston with a live view inside the International Space Station. Expedition 22 Commander Jeff Williams will be working through a couple procedures at the first part of his day on board to do some maintenance work on the water recovery system as part of the plan to reactivate that equipment which processes urine into drinking water on board the station. The component that he is replacing first is called a distillation assembly for the urine processing assembly, and a new one was delivered to the station aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour. This is now a view inside the station's Quest airlock where astronaut Nicholas Patrick is. and astronaut Bob Behnken, also in view at the bottom of the screen, are working on preparing their tools for the 3 spacewalks that they will be conducting.
All right, we copy 1006 as expected in bomb suit. Correct, thanks, Al.
Space Shuttle Endeavour's Commander George Zamka is inside the station's Quest airlock, working with station flight engineer Suichi Noguchi to install a rechargeable battery inside the spacesuit that astronaut Bob Behnken will use during the mission's 3 spacewalks.
Houston Endeavour on air to ground 2 for CWSC field.
Jerry, we're listening.
Yeah, Danny, you got a time? I'm about to do number 5.
We'll give you another 12 minutes, Terry.
Copy 12 minutes, and I've already transferred the first 2, and just to let you know, that area is getting pretty full. Hopefully we'll be able to squeeze another 4 in there. That's a JLP-1S2 where I'm putting them. It's kind of a CWCI graveyard in there, so hopefully we can squeeze the next 4 in there.
We copy all, Terry, thanks.
Endeavour's pilot Terry Virts is working on collecting condensate water or excess water from the Space Shuttle Endeavour in containers and transferring that water over to the International Space Station for use. It's being stored in the Cubo logistics pressurized section. This is now a view from a video camera on the outside of the Space Shuttle Endeavour looking down at the Earth, 213 statute miles below as the Space Shuttle and Space Station pass over the northwestern coast of Africa. As it is nighttime on that side of the Earth, the lights of cities are visible.
ISS and Endeavour have you loud and clear.
Good to hear. Well, greetings from Sacramento, California. We feel a personal connection to Steve Robinson, who's from Sacramento. So, Steve, I'd like to begin with you and hear your thoughts on the shuttle program ending this year, but still leaving behind a remarkable legacy in the space station and the Hubble telescope. Is this mission a little bittersweet for you?
Well, hello, Sacramento, my hometown, and I'd like you to meet all my good crewmates and friends here from the Shuttle Endeavour and the Space Station, International Space Station. Thanks for visiting us. And I couldn't have said it any better myself. This wonderful legacy of the shuttle program is this unbelievable space station. When we approached it yesterday from below, to look up and see what humankind could really accomplish in space was just almost impossible to believe. It seemed like science fiction, and now here we are with human beings that are living on board, and that truly is the amazing legacy of the Space Shuttle program.
Steve, this will be a decade when more humans, even civilians, get to experience space flight. Do you find looking down on Earth from space to be life-changing?
Yeah, I think it really does broaden your view of humans' place in the universe, and I guess when you're in space looking down on the Earth, you feel more like a citizen of the planet, even more than your own patriotic feelings, which are also very strong. But I think the more people that get to experience that, the better this world's going to be.
After the shuttles are retired later this year, it's possible that the next astronauts launched from American soil to the space station will be on a spacecraft built by a private company developed with the help of NASA. Are we on the brink of a new era in spaceflight, a new role for NASA, but also one that might see even greater resources put towards space exploration?
Well, the nature of spaceflight is that every era is a new era, groundbreaking, pioneering, and trailblazing. It's things, we're in the business of doing things that haven't been done before. So going on from the shuttle to another kind of vehicle, and in the meantime using the Russian Soyuz vehicles is definitely our destiny, and I think everybody's excited to see what's going to come next.
Steve, there is some shock and disappointment over the cancellation of NASA's plans to go back to the moon in this decade. Your reaction to that, and do you think space exploration will remain a key part of America's greatness and continue to inspire just as it has for the past 50 years?
I think the American public have counted on a human space program for more than 50 years now. It's part of the national identity. And so I think it's going to continue. To me, it's not a matter of exactly which year we go back to the moon and establish a moon base. I think it's going to happen. I can't say when. I can't say who's primarily going to be responsible. I presume it'll be an international effort because it's one planet reaching the moon. And I just don't see any way that the exploration of space will really slow down, because that's the human spirit.
A question for Jeff or TJ. The president's budget extends the U.S. commitment to the space station to 2020 or beyond. What is the benefit to science and mankind, really, in knowing that the orbiting space lab is going to be there for at least the next decade?
Well, the station was always intended to be a unique orbiting laboratory to do science and research in many areas across the spectrum of possibilities, to include supporting future exploration. And it's taken us until now to complete the assembly. And after this mission, we'll be essentially complete with the major assembly of the space station. And naturally, when you get done building a project, you want to utilize it. So it's important to extract the utilization potential out of the station, and extending it out to 2020 gives us the opportunity to do that.
A question for Commander Zamka. You are delivering and putting in place the last major additions to the space station. Some hard work ahead for you on this mission, but do you think at the end maybe a sense of a job well done by all of the shuttle crews that have helped to build the space station?
Oh, I think so. This is one of many assembly missions that have come up here with a lot of players that have helped assemble it. We got some news yesterday that after we docked to the space station, the stack, meaning the mass that we brought up, added to the space station was over 1 million pounds. So we've got quite a substantial construction effort up here. And it is a marvel to the teamwork between the different partners and all the astronauts and cosmonauts from the different nations involved to get to this level.
Well, thank you for your time tonight. We know you're all incredibly well trained. We just wish you the best of luck on this mission, and we're there in spirit with you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Great questions. So long, Sacramento.
Endeavour ISS, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the KXTV TV portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from WKRG TV.
Endeavour ISS, this is WKRG TV. How do you hear me?
WKRG TV, we have you loud and clear.
Great. My first question is for Kay Heyer, the Mobile native. We want to know what kind of personal items you've taken with you and if you have any moon pies or Mardi Gras beads up there.
Good question. Hello, Mobile. Haven't really had a chance to see Alabama or Mobile on this mission so far. We've been very busy, and when we've been passing over, it's been dark, so I haven't gotten a good look this time, but I'll certainly be looking for a chance to take a peek from up above. Certainly, we'll be spending Mardi Gras on orbit this year, so I think we're going to have to bypass the celebrations, and we'll just have to catch up on that next year. But we actually don't bring that many personal items into space. We're very space limited and weight limited, and we share a lot of items as well. So very few personal items, and no Mardi Gras beads, but I might have to take a look and see if there might be any special moon pies.
Moon pie seems appropriate.
Okay. How were you so lucky to be able to be one of the last astronauts to get on before the shuttle program ends?
I really don't know why I was so fortunate, but I will tell you that I feel very blessed and very fortunate to be a part of NASA, a part of this international effort, and especially a part of the Endeavour crew for STS-130, and to be joining the expedition crew here on the International Space Station. I just can't even describe how wonderful it is, how all of these different people work together to make all of this happen and make it all so successful. I'm very, very honored and very fortunate.
What is it like at the space station, and what room are you specifically in now, and what goes on in there?
Well, I think I'd like to turn this one over to TJ and let him answer.
Well, right now we are hovering, floating in what's called Node 2, and it's at the front portion of the space station. What goes on in Node 2 mostly is, well, public relation events, as you see us doing now, but also it ends up being a little bit of a storage place where we end up logistically pre-positioning things to switch out with the shuttle items. And Commander Jeff and I have our sleep quarters in this area.
Okay, we asked about some of the personal items. What do you do for fun while you're up there?
Well, since I've got the mic, I'll at least start off with this. As you can well say, you know, our days are very busy, so it's a race to try to get ahead of the schedules to be able to build in some time to do some of the fun things that we end up enjoying a lot. But probably on the top of the list is being able to look out the windows and take pictures of a gorgeous view that we have of the Earth, which is one of the reasons why I think it's very important, and we're so excited to have the shuttle crew here with us, as they're bringing up the window of all windows for the space station, and we can't wait to be able to take a gander through that.
I think we still have you. So my next question is, since the shuttle program is coming to an end, what kind of things would you tell young children who really want to do something like space exploration? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and repeat my question one more time. What type of advice would you give children who dream of being involved in space exploration?
Hello, it's Terry Virts here. I would say to work hard in school and to find the things that you're good at and that you love. And if you find those things and you work hard at them and you study at them, you're going to be successful no matter what it is in life. And so I think it's really important just to be motivated to find your passion, find your dream, and find your calling, and work hard at that in school.
Okay, my last question is for Kay once again. Do you have any fond memories you can share from Murphy High School? And Miss Frances Sibley from Murphy wants you to call her when you get back to Earth.
Wow, thanks so much to the folks at Murphy High School for remembering. And wow, it was just a wonderful experience I had as a student at Murphy High School. And I would encourage all the students of Murphy High School to follow Terry Virts's advice, as he just told you, to work hard in school, because you never know what opportunities are going to become available to you later on. So you want to have that good solid background so that when these fantastic opportunities open up, who knows, maybe they'll be in space for people that they can take advantage of those opportunities.
Okay, thank you so much for all of you joining us, and good luck on the rest of your mission.
Thanks so much, and so long from the International Space Station and Space Shuttle Endeavour.
Endeavour ISS, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the WKRG TV portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from KMOX Radio.
Endeavour ISS, this is KMOX Radio. How do you hear me?
KMOX Radio, we have you loud and clear.
Excellent, Endeavour. Thank you all for your time with us tonight. And I want to start with mission specialist Bob Benkin, who has a connection to our KMOX listening audience in St. Louis, being a hometown guy. And Bob, talk about how special it was for you to be in the cockpit during that last night launch of the shuttle.
Well, first of all, I'd like to just say hello to everyone back in St. Louis, and particularly all my family and friends that are still there. As far as night launches go, this was my second night launch, and so it was pretty exciting to have the opportunity to go out at night and then see the sky all lit up in the pictures, of course, post-launch. My first flight, when we launched at night, we actually went into a cloud deck after about 20 seconds, and so all the folks who had come to see the launch actually didn't get to see very much because we had disappeared behind the clouds. But from what I'm told and the pictures I've seen, this one was really spectacular, and they were able to see the shuttle all the way through almost to the point that we shut off the main engines. And so that had to be really exciting for the folks who had the opportunity to come down and see one of the shuttle launches before the shuttle program ends here this year or next year.
And Bob, we understand you had some unscheduled excitement with the power harness on your spacesuit. Talk about what happened and how you were working around it.
Well, it turns out that the spacesuit that we brought up with us wasn't able to get power from the battery pack that rides underneath the backpack that you see on the spacesuit up to the TV system that allows the ground and the folks inside the space shuttle to actually see what's going on, basically be additional eyes looking over my shoulder while we're out on the spacewalks. And so what we had to do, George Zamka and Soichi Noguchi, another crew member who's probably not on the video right now, but who's also living up here on the International Space Station as part of the station crew, swapped out to another suit for me. So I'm basically going out with a different suit that doesn't have that power harness in it, so it shouldn't give us any more trouble.
Good news there. And this is for shuttle pilot Terry Virts. Terry, originally from Maryland and your home state right now, is under blizzard conditions. I'm just curious, what does a blizzard look like from space?
Hi, I have heard about that. In fact, several of my friends were not able to make it to the launch because they got several feet of snow. And just a little while ago, I was down in the Russian segment talking with the cosmonauts here, and we looked out as we flew over Russia, and it was very white. One of my first views of the Earth, just a few minutes after we got into space and the main engines cut off, I looked out and I could see the Alps going underneath, and they were snow-covered. And it's beautiful. The Earth looks different than what I had imagined. It's more spectacular probably than you can even put into words. And I think there's more color to it, more tones, and it just looks amazing.
That's great. And in addition to being a resupply mission, this is also the delivery of Tranquility node. Talk about what is involved in installing that node on the ISS and what it's going to do when it's there.
Actually, we have two nodes, two modules we brought up, Tranquility, which is node 3, and then we also have the cupola. So the first task tomorrow, Bob and Nick will be going outside to do a spacewalk, and they're going to unplug the node from the space shuttle. And then Kay Hire and myself, we're going to move the two nodes with the big robotic arm. We're going to move it and attach it to the left side or the port side of the space station. And then over the coming days, we're going to open the hatches and go inside. And Steve Robinson and George Zamka, and among others, are going to go inside and connect the wires and harnesses and get it outfitted from the inside. And Bob and Nick will have 2 additional EVAs to do after we get it set up to get the modules in their final configuration on the outside.
And this is for Shuttle Commander George Zamka. George, you've been here before, and here you are at ISS again. Talk about the shuttle's legacy as its missions come to a close later on this year, and the legacy as concerns its relationship with the International Space Station.
Sure. I think to start with, you have to remember when the shuttle began, it was a pretty aggressive idea to take a space vehicle that would take off like a rocket and then transform itself into a spaceship complete with a robotic arm and an airlock in space, be able to deliver a lot of cargo up and then land like an airplane. And it's been doing that for a long time, and it's been doing it with grit and with people that are very talented and very focused on the space mission for the United States. So to see it go, it's going to be a sad thing, but I think what we're going to see is a system to replace the capabilities that the shuttle has. We're just going to end up doing it a little bit differently. But we're all very fortunate to have ridden aboard the shuttle. It's been a tremendous vehicle.
Thank you. And one last for Mission Specialist Steve Robinson. A lot of people follow the space program, to be sure. You've also got followers of your rock band, Max Q. And for folks who want to know when and where your next gig is going to be, how soon are you going to be back to Earth playing guitar?
Oh, I don't have to wait till I get back to Earth. There's a guitar right about 50 feet from me down there in the node, and my poor crewmates here are going to get tortured here one of these days. So thanks for asking, and welcome aboard the International Space Station.
Endeavor, thank you so much for all of your time, and Godspeed.
This is a view inside the Destiny Laboratory module where Expedition 22 Commander Jeff Williams is inside now. He's been working in this lab for much of the day on the water recovery system racks. This is Mission Control Houston with a view on board the International Space Station. We're looking inside the station's Quest airlock, which serves as the hatchway for the spacewalks that are conducted from the complex. Astronaut Bob Behnken is in the airlock working with some equipment. He and Nicholas Patrick will be the spacewalkers for the mission.
This is Mission Control Houston. View here inside the Harmony node where it looks like the spacewalk procedure review is going on. You can see many of the crew members from both the shuttle and station crew gathered here with their timelines and agendas for tomorrow's spacewalk. Again, the spacewalkers for all 3 spacewalks of the mission will be Mission Specialist Bob Behnken and Nicholas Patrick. You can see Patrick there along the right-hand side of the screen in the maroon shirt. And Bob Behnken beside him, just behind Kay Hire. That spacewalk scheduled to begin at 8:09 p.m. Central Time this evening. Spacewalkers tomorrow are going to be getting it ready for its installation and disconnecting some cables that have been keeping it healthy inside the shuttle's cargo bay and removing insulation before higher, and Verts then use the space station's robotic arm to pick it up and move it to the port side of the Unity node, which you can see through the hatch in the background here. It'll be installed there along with the cupola, which is currently installed on the opposite end of the node from the one that will be actually connected to the station. Then that cupola addition is going to be moved to the Earth-facing port on Tranquility later in the mission.
And this is Stevie Ray doing, this is our first transfer ops of the mission. I'm sure Liz and team will be happy to see this. And there he is, stowing that bag in Node 2 under a bungee. There's Bob and Nick. They have been working furiously all day getting ready for their EVA, and they're ready, in fact, at this time. So they're ready to go out tomorrow, but there they were preparing their spacesuits for the big EVA spacewalk tomorrow. So Suichi took our camera graciously today, and Zambo got a chance to work out on the ARED, which is the space station exercise machine. And you can see Zambo in the background there taking pictures, and this was me working out. It takes some getting used to because the floor doesn't stay put. The middle of your body stays put, and your head and your feet move away from it. So it definitely takes some getting used to.